You print a part, it comes out great, but there's this rough edge running all the way around the bottom of the part. And now you gotta sit there with flush cutters or a deburring tool or sandpaper or your fingernail if you're desperate, cleaning the brim off every single edge of the part that was touching the build plate. There's a better way. It's called a lily pad. Once you start using them, you basically never go back to a full brim again. And for consumer materials, there's an even better way. It's called Nano Polymer Adhesive. Now we'll get into that in just a second. Here at VisionMiner, we 3D print high-temperature engineering-grade polymers every single day. PEEK, ULTEM, PPS, polycarbonate, carbon fiber nylon, PEI, the stuff a lot of consumer print beds are actually made out of. We're printing that material. One of the things that we figured out a long time ago is that the way most people use brims is leaving a little bit of money and mostly time on the table. And time is money in business. So today, I'm going to walk you through what we do instead. Theory first, and then I'll show you exactly how to set it up in the slicer. So quick definitions, because people sometimes mix these up. A skirt is the line that you see going around the entire print area before the printer touches the actual part. It's not connected to anything, it's just there so you can watch the first layer. So you can check the flow, check your bed level, purge the nozzle. You want that, keep it. 2 or 3 loops, sometimes 4 or 5 is great. A brim is the flat ring of material that goes right up against the part, touching the actual part. The brim's whole job is to actually hold the part down so that the corners don't lift up while it's printing. Now, brims work. They've been around forever and there's nothing wrong with them. But here's the thing. If you're printing PLA on a consumer machine, then your brim probably peels right off and you don't think twice about it. In the high-temp engineering world, PEEK and ULTEM and all this stuff, that brim almost always leaves a rough edge that has to be cleaned up. If you dial it in really well, sometimes it'll come off easy, but for the most part, it's just better to avoid. When you run a brim all the way around a part, you're committing to cleaning that whole edge afterwards. And it really comes down to how much surface area is touching the build plate. It could be a short part with a big, wide base. It could be a part with a whole bunch of little pads touching the base. But in that case, you've got a million tiny brims that you have to take off. Basically anything with a lot of perimeter touching the build plate, that's real time. Most of the time, you don't actually need adhesion on the whole edge of that part, so the brim becomes pointless in a lot of areas. You actually need it in 1 or 2 specific spots where the corner is trying to lift up off the build plate. Now, before we get into this, the other piece is what's actually on your build plate. So we made this stuff called Nano Polymer Adhesive back in 2018, and shortly after, we found that it works better than anything else out there on the market for bed adhesion, still to this day. There's a ton of third-party tests going on all over YouTube and especially TikTok. Influencers are benchmarking it, printing crazy parts at crazy angles, and the results are frankly incredible. You can go check it out for yourself. But we originally designed this stuff to hold ULTEM, PEEK, and PPSU down to the build plate. And those are some of the hardest polymers to keep stuck. Now, when you've got good adhesive on the plate, 90% of the parts you print won't need any kind of brim at all. And that is the starting point for every single print. So head over to visionminer.com/nano to check it out. You can grab it online from hundreds of resellers worldwide, and it's on Amazon. It's even on TikTok. It's definitely worth your time. So now, the other 10%. Sometimes you've got one corner on a part that just wants to lift. The geometry of the toolpath is working against you. Maybe it's a thin section, or maybe it's a sharp corner. Maybe the polymer is crystallizing in a way that just wants to pull it straight up off the plate. And that is where the lily pad comes in. A lily pad, or mouse ears as some people call them, but usually it's just 1 circle and not 2, so either way, we call it a lily pad. It's basically just a tiny sectional brim, but only in the spot where you need it. It's just a small flat disc, 1 layer thick, placed exactly on the corner that's lifting, merged with the part. The slicer treats it like one object. You print your part, the corner stays stuck down, you snip off 1 little disc with flush cutters, and you're done. There's no edge to deburr around the whole part, nothing to sand, nothing to clean up, just 1 clean little spot. So, how to set one of these up in PrusaSlicer. Now this also applies almost exactly the same to OrgaSlicer and Bamboo Slicer and most of the other slicers out there today in 2026. So let's go in and show you how it's set up. We're going to use PrusaSlicer for the 22 IDEX. And again, this applies to just about every slicer out there. Here today, we use PrusaSlicer for the 22 IDEX. So the first thing you want to do is you want to actually turn off your brim. Now up in the search bar in PrusaSlicer, the fastest way to get to any setting, you type Brim and it'll just jump you right there. So you go up here to Print Settings and type in Brim, Brim Type. And you'll see it's right there in Print Settings, the third thing down on the left side, Skirt and Brim. Now you're going to just set Brim Type to No Brim. Now you're going to want to keep the skirt function on. 2 or 3 loops with a small distance from the part is usually good. The skirt's still very useful because it lets you watch that first layer go down and confirm everything's flowing properly, and then you can stop the print if anything looks off. That's super critical with high-temp aerospace grade materials. You don't want to be wasting your time printing a part that's not even level. For the lily pad, let's do 5 skirts. For the lily pad, you're just going to go anywhere on the build plate, not on the part itself. You're going to right-click, Add Shape, and you're going to add a cylinder. Now, it'll drop in at default size. You can see there it's just a big old cylinder, but you're going to scale it down. So over here on the right-hand side, the first thing you're going to do is make sure that lock button is disabled. You get your scale factors and your size, and then you're going to take the size on the Z column, and you're just going to set that to your layer height. So we're using 0.24 millimeters, and you can do multiple layers of brim, like you can do it 2 to 3 layers thick. Usually 1 is perfectly fine, but just make sure you're scaling everything independently and you set that layer height, and then you've got a nice flat disc. Now on the diameter, usually about 20 millimeters on the X and the Y is good. It's big enough to give you extra adhesion, extra area for it to adhere. It's a good starting point. You can go bigger if you need more hold, but yeah. So once you've matched the layer height and you've got the appropriately sized lily pad, then you're pretty much good. Now you're just going to drag that over any corners of the part that might have an issue, or you've seen an issue. If this is lifting because we're printing it in raw peak, all right, now if I want multiples, I can Control-C, Control-V, and sometimes that's going to put it under the part there. So we've got a couple of them here, and I can just move it to about there, and about there, and about right there. Control-C, Control-V. On any corners. Now these corners probably wouldn't lift, but better safe than sorry, right? Now the key here is to drag it over the corner that's basically the problem child, the one that wants to lift. You want to move it so it's overlapping the part edge, which is usually about halfway on either side is the sweet spot. You just want it grabbing the part and grabbing the build plate away from the part at the same time. You don't want to place it where it's just like on the very edge right there. You want to get that whole corner nice and give it some grip on the part. Now, over the objects panel, you can select both the part and the disc, and you can just group them together so that it behaves like one part. So right over here, you just select all the parts and you go right-click and merge. Now they're merged, they're grouped, it's going to behave as a single part anytime I select it to move it around. And of course, I can select one at a time if I need to adjust that position. So let me go here. I'm going to move that one just a little bit different like that. Very good. All right. Looking pretty good. So now all that's left is slice and print. You get one little disc that's fused to the corner. You just snip it off when the part comes off the bed. Little flush cutters usually work great. You can use a razor blade, and that's it. Now, a few notes on materials. For your standard ABS or PLA print with a heated bed and good adhesive, like our Nano Polymer Adhesive, this stuff right here, available all over the place. You can go to Micro Center and get it. You can get it on Amazon. It's on TikTok. It's everywhere. It's everywhere. We got worldwide resellers all over the place. You can literally get this almost no matter where you're at. You're probably not going to need lily pads at all. This is kind of a pointless video if you have a bottle of this stuff and a heated bed. It activates around 60 Celsius, so make sure you are heating the bed, 50 to 60 C. And frankly, on consumer printers with PLA, PETG, etc., like we get people that coat their beds once every 6 months. And some guys that are running print farms, and they're like, yeah, every 2 weeks we just refresh it just to make sure we're good, but it just lasts. It's crazy stuff. If you're doing PEEK and ULTEM, and even ABS sometimes, or nylon, stuff like that, it will pull some of the adhesive with the part, which you can just wash off with water, but you will want to reapply for those. And one bottle does what, like 300 build plates at 12 by 12 or so? We did the testing once. There's an old video, put the link in the description. Stupid value, crazy value in the consumer industry. We made it for industrial. So go pick up a bottle. We got multiple sizes. We even got sample packs of 5 for very, very affordable. So check that out. But when you're running stuff like PEEK, you're running a pure, unmodified PEEK. That polymer crystallizes as it cools, and that crystallization wants to pull the corner straight off the plate. So no matter what the adhesive, lily pads can make a huge difference in the success or failure of your part. Same with ULTEM, PSU, PPSU, even some nylon parts. The stuff gets warpy. So for everything in the high-temp engineering polymer world, this is a great technique just to have in your back pocket. And of course, we here run our 22 IDEX every single day, printing all these materials. That's where we get our stuff, and that's why we create the products that we make. So it's got a heated chamber, hardened hot ends. The whole package is built so you can actually run PEEK and ULTEM on your shop floor without the proprietary cartridge tax and without a $250,000 machine. If you want one, we sell them. Head over to visionminer.com, check out the 22, check out our nano adhesive, and check out the full engineering polymer catalog. ULTEM, PEEK, polycarb, glass fiber nylon, you name it, we've pretty much got it. We've got the COCs and COAs and traceability to go with it for every single spool that we sell, especially for you aerospace companies out there. We do love you guys. So give us a call, shoot us an email. This is what we do. We help businesses and people figure this stuff out every single day. So thanks for watching. Hit that subscribe, like it, leave a comment down below, say something. We love you. Have a positive rest of your day, and I'll see you on the next one.